Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Speaker Circle. Today, it's just me. I'm solo, and honestly, I just want to thank everyone. I didn't do a Speaker Circle last week, and the amount of feedback that I got from everyone was so encouraging, and I really feel like this is adding value. So I appreciate you all for tuning in every week and watching the replays. And I want to make this about adding value to your life. So if there are things and topics that you would like to hear more about, or you want tips on how you can become better, please send me an inbox. I'll be more than happy to find guests that can align with the things that you would like to do. With that being said, one of the most common questions I get from people is, how do you talk to anyone? Are you not nervous? Or why do you even care about what other people have to say? So I thought it would be appropriate today to talk about how to have a conversation with anyone. Anyone. Now, granted, if you're an introvert and you're not really into having conversations, there are times where you still have to engage, especially if you're in a professional setting. So, with that, I want to give you some practical tips that you can still be yourself and not feel like you're awkward or coming across as insincere and have those engaging conversations. And it's all about be open, O.P.E.N. Everyone knows how much I love me an acronym. So what does be open stand for? The O is optimize the moment. Many of us will go to Siri, Google, will look on Wikipedia for answers to things. But if you look around and whoever you're with, optimize that moment to ask them a question. If you're at a restaurant and you're wondering about an item on the menu, you can just say, hey, have you ever had the filet here? How does it taste? Or you can ask people in the grocery store, whatever your case may be, especially at work. If there's a coworker that you've been wanting to engage with, find something in common and ask them a question. People feel great when they're needed, when they can offer you some type of advice. So that's a great way to spark a conversation and have a natural bond. Granted, it's something that you would want, so it's still genuine. If you already know the answer, clearly you're not going to ask. But if there is something that you wanted some more insight on, optimize that moment. Ask that person and see what they say. Once you optimize your moment, a big thing to have a conversation with anyone is to prioritize people. Prioritize people. With life hustle and bustle, it's so easy to get caught up in work activities, deadlines, things that you have to do, and tasks that you have to complete. But a lot of times we forget about prioritizing the person. With COVID and a lot of us having to be at home and not engaging with people, I think we are a lot more grateful for the interactions that we have had in the past and that we plan to have. So let people know that they are a priority. How do you prioritize someone? You recognize them. You let them know that you're listening. So if you are optimizing the moment and asking a question, then follow up a question that will help that person feel like you're making them a priority. The E in how to stay open is engage with energy. Mimic people's energy. Now, this has been a challenge for me because I am naturally a high energy person. So I am like, hey, how are you doing? How's it going? And some people, they are like, okay, calm down. You're too hyper. So this has been powerful for me to learn to engage with someone's energy where they are. Because if someone is very low energy, I'm not saying bring it down, but meet them and join their journey. Because if you come up with too much energy and they're not, it'll turn them off. And vice versa. If somebody is high energy and you're like, hey, how are you doing? Then that's really not going to engage them. I love what Dolores just said. Be encouragement and celebrate others' accomplishments. That is awesome. And yes, Miriam, I love your energy. It's so positive and joyful. I feel the same about you. So make sure you're engaging with energy and mirror the person's energy. By doing that, you'll make them feel comfortable. And if someone is low energy and you're high energy, join their journey and then you can elevate it up. As you optimize the moment and you're prioritizing them, you can help to bring their energy up. And the final thing on how to have a conversation with anyone is the next level. So when you're talking to them, let's go to the next level. Is there a question? Is there a takeaway? If someone gave you some great advice, the next level would be, I really appreciate this. I thank you so much. I would love to talk to you more about XYZ. Or you can sit there and also say, hey, how can I help you? You were a resource to me. How can I help you with XYZ? So the next level is another way to solidify that current conversation and then bring other opportunities to have more conversations. Now, granted, there's a lot of more in-depth things that you can do to be more conversational, but I thought that this would be a quick and easy way for you to engage and have a conversation with anyone, and that is be open. Now, as I said, if there's anything that you would like to hear more about and how to communicate more effectively, please send me a message. Check out my Instagram as well as here on Facebook. I also am on YouTube. I would love to hear from you. I want to know how we can make a bigger impact on your lives and to help us all grow together. Now, next week on Speaker Circle, I'll have a special guest named Mr. Lee Escobar. And Lee is a professional speaker as well. He specializes in language and how to take particular types of language, not only verbal, but also written communications through emails and text messages. He really specializes on how to use more unifying tones and unifying words so that you can become more of a great person across the board instead of divisive. So definitely check us out next Tuesday here on Speaker Circle. And as always, thank you all for your support. Looking forward to joining your journey so that we can all grow together.